One morning, a father said, "Before you leave, I want to tell you 5 things." His son smiled. He thought, "They're only simple words." But he was wrong. Those 5 simple lessons stayed in his heart for the rest of his life. Today, you're going to hear that conversation. Listen carefully. Maybe these 5 lessons will help you too. Let's begin. It was early in the morning. The sun was coming up. The house was quiet. A young man named Ethan slowly opened his eyes. Today was a very special day. He was leaving home for the first time. He looked at his suitcase. Everything was ready. His clothes, his shoes, his favorite book, his laptop, his phone charger, everything. He smiled. Then he looked around his room. The old desk, the family pictures, the window where he always watched the rain, the little clock on the wall. Soon, this room would only be a memory. He took a slow breath. "I can't believe today is here." Just then, someone knocked on the door. Knock, knock. "Ethan?" It was his father. "Are you awake?" "Yes, Dad." His father opened the door. He smiled. "Good morning." "Good morning." His father looked at the suitcase. "So, today is the big day." Ethan nodded. "Yes, I think I'm ready." His father smiled. "Maybe." "But before you leave, come downstairs. I made breakfast." Ethan smiled. "Your pancakes?" "Of course. My famous pancakes." Both of them laughed. They walked downstairs together. The kitchen smelled wonderful. Fresh coffee, warm pancakes, butter, honey, fresh fruit. Everything looked perfect. His father placed 2 plates on the table. "Sit down." "Thank you." For a few minutes, they enjoyed breakfast together. No one spoke. Sometimes, silence is peaceful. His father poured some coffee. "So, how do you feel?" Ethan looked at his cup. A little excited, a little nervous, and a little afraid. His father nodded. "That's normal. When I left home, I felt the same." Ethan looked surprised. "You were afraid too?" "Oh yes, I was very afraid. I thought everyone else was brave. But later, I learned something." "What?" "Everyone feels afraid sometimes. The brave people keep moving anyway." Ethan smiled. "I'll remember that." His father smiled. "Good." Outside, the birds were singing. The morning was beautiful. Inside the house, everything felt warm, safe, peaceful. His father looked at Ethan. "There is something I want to tell you." Ethan listened carefully. "I can't walk beside you every day. I can't solve every problem. I can't protect you forever. But I can give you something." Ethan smiled. "What is it?" His father looked into his son's eyes. "My advice. 5 simple lessons. They are easy to remember. But never forget them." Ethan nodded slowly. "I won't." His father smiled. "Good. Because one day, these 5 lessons will help you when I'm not beside you." Ethan felt something in his heart. He didn't say anything. He simply smiled. The coffee was still warm. The pancakes were almost gone. The house was quiet again. His father picked up his cup, took one small sip. Then he smiled. Are you ready? Ethan nodded. Yes. His father looked at him with kind eyes. Then let's begin the first lesson. His father smiled. The first lesson is very simple. Always be kind. Ethan listened carefully. His father continued. The world is full of different people. Some people will help you. Some people won't. But don't let other people change your heart. Choose kindness. Every single day. Ethan nodded. But Dad, what if someone is not kind to me? His father smiled. That's a good question. When someone is rude, you have two choices. You can become angry, or you can stay calm. Kind people are strong people. They don't need to shout. They don't need to win every argument. They know when to smile. They know when to walk away. Ethan thought about those words. I never looked at it that way. His father nodded. I know. When I was your age, I wanted to prove I was right every time. But later, I learned something much more important. What was it? Peace is better than winning. The room became quiet. Outside, the birds continued singing. His father picked up a small apple from the table. Look at this apple. Ethan smiled. It's just an apple. Yes, but imagine someone gives you this apple. What would you say? I'd say, thank you. Exactly. A simple thank you can make someone's day better. A smile can change someone's mood. A kind word can stay in someone's heart for many years. Ethan smiled. I understand. His father smiled back. I hope so. Because kindness costs nothing, but it's worth everything. Ethan looked at his father. I'll remember that. I promise. His father reached across the table and gently placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder. I'm proud of you. Not because you're leaving home, not because you're getting a new job. I'm proud of you because you have a kind heart. For a moment, Ethan couldn't speak. He simply smiled. Thank you, Dad. His father smiled warmly. You're welcome. Then he stood up, walked to the kitchen window, looked outside. The morning sun was shining brighter now. It won't always be easy. There will be difficult days. You may feel lonely. You may feel tired. You may even feel like giving up. He turned back toward Ethan. But whenever that happens, remember the first lesson. Always be kind, especially when life is difficult. Ethan slowly nodded. I will. His father smiled. Good. Now, are you ready for the second lesson? Ethan took a deep breath, smiled, and answered, Yes, Dad. I'm ready. His father smiled. The second lesson is very close to my heart. Ethan listened carefully. His father looked at him. Always tell the truth. Even when it's difficult. Even when you're afraid. Even when no one is watching. Ethan nodded slowly. I always try to tell the truth. I know. His father smiled. And that's why I trust you. But life will test you. There will be days when telling the truth feels difficult. You might make a mistake. You might disappoint someone. You might even disappoint yourself. But never hide the truth. Ethan quietly asked, Why is it so important? His father picked up his coffee. took a small sip, then answered, "Because trust takes years to build, but only a few seconds to lose." Ethan looked down, thinking about those words. His father continued, "When I was about your age, I made a mistake at work. I could have blamed another person. No one would have known. But I didn't. I told my manager the truth." "Were you scared?" "Oh, very scared. I thought I might lose my job." "What happened?" "My manager thanked me. He said, 'Mistakes happen, but honest people are hard to find.'" Ethan smiled. "So, telling the truth helped you?" "It did. Not that day. But many years later, people remembered they could trust me." His father leaned forward. "Ethan, people don't expect you to be perfect. They expect you to be honest. If you make a mistake, say, 'I'm sorry.' If you don't know something, say, 'I don't know.' If you need help, ask for help. There is no shame in being honest." Ethan smiled. "I like that." His father smiled back. "Good. Because honesty will open more doors than pretending to know everything." The kitchen became quiet again. Outside, a gentle breeze moved through the trees. The clock on the wall ticked softly. Tick, tick, tick. Time was moving forward. Soon, Ethan would leave home. His father looked at him with proud eyes. "I've watched you grow. From a little boy into a good young man. You don't have to be the smartest person. You don't have to be the richest person. But always try to be an honest person." Ethan felt his eyes become wet. He smiled. "I promise, Dad. I'll remember." His father stood up, walked toward the kitchen shelf. He opened a small wooden drawer. Inside, there was a small old envelope. He looked at it for a moment, then gently closed the drawer again. Ethan noticed, "Dad, what's inside that envelope?" His father smiled. "You'll find out soon, but not yet. First, there's one more lesson I want you to hear." Ethan smiled. "I'm listening." Ethan smiled. "I'm listening." His father returned to the table. He looked at his son for a few quiet seconds. Then he smiled. "The third lesson is one I learned from your grandfather." Ethan leaned forward. "Really?" "Yes. He told me this when I was leaving home." His father looked out the window, then slowly said, "Never stop learning." Ethan smiled. "I'll be starting a new job. I'll learn many new things." His father nodded. "Yes. But I'm not only talking about work. I'm talking about life. Every day you can learn something. You can learn from your boss. You can learn from your friends. You can even learn from a child." Ethan looked surprised. "A child?" His father laughed softly. "Of course. Children ask questions. They are curious. They are not afraid to learn. Adults sometimes forget that." Ethan smiled. "I never thought about it like that." His father continued. "If someone knows more than you, listen. If someone has more experience, learn. If someone gives you advice, think about it. You don't have to know everything. You only have to keep learning." Ethan nodded. "I like learning." "I know." His father smiled. "You've always loved books. You've always asked questions. Don't lose that. Promise yourself that you'll always be a student, even when you're older." Ethan smiled. "I promise." His father picked up Ethan's favorite book from the table. "You've read this book many times." "Yes." "And every time, did you notice something new?" Ethan thought for a moment. "Actually, yes." His father smiled. "Life is the same. The more you grow, the more you understand. The lessons don't change. You change." For a few moments, both of them became quiet. The kitchen felt peaceful. The morning sunlight became brighter. A bird landed outside the window. Ethan watched it for a second, then looked back at his father. "Dad, do you still learn new things?" His father laughed softly. "Every single day. Yesterday, I learned how to make better coffee." Both of them laughed. "And today, I'm learning how difficult it is to say goodbye to my son." The laughter slowly disappeared. The room became quiet again. Ethan looked at his father. He didn't know what to say. His father smiled gently. "Don't worry. This isn't goodbye forever. It's simply a new beginning." Ethan nodded. "I'll come home often." "I know you will." His father reached into his pocket. He carefully took out a small old key. He placed it on the table. Ethan looked at it. "Dad, why are you giving me this key?" His father smiled. "That is part of the fourth lesson. And it's probably the most important lesson of all." Ethan looked at the little key. He had never seen it before. He wondered what door it could open, and why his father had kept it for so many years. Ethan looked at the small key. He carefully picked it up. It was old, simple, and a little worn. He looked at his father. "Dad, what does this key open?" His father smiled. "Not a treasure box, not a new house, and not a secret room." Ethan laughed softly. "Then what is it for?" His father leaned back in his chair. "When your grandfather gave me this key, I asked him the same question." "What did he say?" "He said, 'This key doesn't open a door. It opens a memory.'" Ethan looked confused. "A memory?" His father nodded. "Yes. This is the key to our old family cabin. The little wooden cabin by the lake. Ethan's eyes became bright. I remember that place. We went there every summer. His father smiled. You learned how to fish there, and you built your first campfire. You were only 8 years old. Both of them smiled. I remember. You burned the marshmallows, laughed softly. And you still ate them. They tasted terrible, but I didn't want to waste them. Both of them laughed together. His father looked at the key again. One day, when life becomes busy, when work feels stressful, when you feel lonely, I want you to come back there. Sit beside the lake. Turn off your phone. Listen to the birds. Listen to the wind. And remember, home will always be here. Ethan quietly looked at the little key. It suddenly felt much more valuable. His father continued. Many people think success means making more money, buying a bigger house, driving a nicer car. But don't forget, success also means having a place where your heart feels peaceful. Ethan slowly nodded. I understand. I hope you do. Because no matter how far you travel, no matter where life takes you, you will always have a home. Ethan carefully closed his hand around the key. I'll keep it safe. His father smiled. I know you will. For a few moments, they simply looked at each other. No words, just smiles. Sometimes love doesn't need many words. It can be seen in a smile, in a quiet moment, or in a small old key. The kitchen clock continued ticking. Outside, the morning became brighter. Time was moving quickly. Soon, Ethan would have to leave. His father took one last sip of coffee. Then he smiled. There is only one lesson left. The fifth lesson. The one I hope you will remember every single day. Ethan smiled. I'm ready, Dad. I'll never forget it. His father looked at Ethan. For a long moment, he didn't say anything. He simply smiled. Then he spoke softly. The fifth lesson is the most important one. Ethan listened carefully. His father reached into his pocket. This time, he took out a small folded piece of paper. It looked old. The edges were worn. He placed it gently on the table. I've carried this with me for more than 25 years. Ethan looked surprised. What's written on it? His father smiled. I'll tell you. He slowly opened the paper. The handwriting was simple. It wasn't long. Just one sentence. His father looked at Ethan, then read it aloud. No matter where life takes you, never forget the people who love you. The room became completely quiet. Ethan looked at the paper. His father folded it again. My father gave this to me. On the morning I left home. I kept it in my wallet every single day. When work became difficult, I read it. When I felt lonely, I read it. When I felt successful, I read it. It reminded me where I came from. Ethan smiled gently. And now, you're giving it to me? His father nodded. Yes. It's yours now. Ethan carefully accepted the paper. He held it with both hands. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't beautiful. But somehow, it felt more valuable than anything he had ever owned. His father smiled. Money comes and goes. Jobs change. Cities change. People change. But family is always family. So, don't forget to call your mother. Ethan laughed. I knew you were going to say that. Of course. If you forget, your mother will call me. And then I'll call you. Both of them laughed. The laughter filled the kitchen. For a moment, everything felt normal again. Just a father and his son. His father stood up, walked to the front door. Ethan picked up his suitcase. He looked around the house one last time. The living room, the family photos, the old clock, the kitchen. Every memory stayed in his heart. His father opened the door. Fresh morning air entered the house. The car was waiting outside. It was time. Ethan turned toward his father. Without saying a word, they hugged. It wasn't a quick hug. It wasn't an awkward hug. It was the kind of hug that says everything without saying anything. After a few seconds, his father smiled. I'm proud of you. I always will be. Ethan smiled. Thank you. For everything. His father nodded. Now go. Live a good life. Be kind. Tell the truth. Never stop learning. Always remember where home is. And never forget the people who love you. Ethan smiled. I won't. He placed the small paper inside his wallet, the old key inside his pocket, picked up his suitcase, walked toward the car. Before getting inside, he looked back one last time. His father was still standing at the door, smiling, waving. Ethan smiled back, then quietly whispered, I'll make you proud. The car slowly drove away. His father continued waving until the car disappeared around the corner. He looked at the empty road, smiled, and softly said, Good luck, my son. I'll always be here. The road became quiet again. The morning continued. But something had changed. A father had given his son the greatest gift he could ever give. Not money. Not success. Not a perfect life. But 5 simple lessons that would stay with him forever. And now, those same lessons are about to become part of your English too. Let's continue together. Let's practice together. You have just listened to a father's 5 simple lessons. Now, let's practice them together. Don't worry about speaking perfectly. Just relax. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Ready? Let's begin. Good morning. Good morning, Dad. How are you feeling today? I'm a little excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready. Excellent. Now let's continue. My father made breakfast. We enjoyed breakfast together. The coffee was warm. The pancakes were delicious. I'll always remember this morning. Very good. Now, the first lesson. Repeat after me. always be kind. Again, always be kind. Very nice. Now answer this question. What does kindness mean to you? Maybe you say, it means helping people. Or, it means being polite. Or, it means smiling at others. Wonderful. Now, the second lesson. Always tell the truth. Again, always tell the truth. Let's practice. If you make a mistake, what can you say? I'm sorry. Very good. If you don't know the answer, what can you say? I don't know. Excellent. Now, the third lesson. Never stop learning. Again, never stop learning. What do you like learning? Maybe you say, I like learning English. I like reading books. I like learning new skills. Great job. Now, the fourth lesson. Home will always be here. Again, home will always be here. Where do you feel peaceful? Maybe you say, I feel peaceful at home. I feel peaceful in nature. I feel peaceful with my family. Beautiful answers. Now, the fifth lesson. Never forget the people who love you. Again, never forget the people who love you. Who do you love? Maybe your parents, your children, your husband, your wife, your grandparents, or your best friend. Wonderful. Now, let's practice a short conversation. I have to leave today. I know. I'm a little afraid. That's okay. You'll be fine. Thank you. I'll call you. I'll be waiting. I love you. I love you too. Excellent. You're doing a wonderful job. Now, one last challenge. Answer these questions out loud. What did Ethan learn today? Which lesson was your favorite? What advice would you give your own son or daughter? Take your time. There are no wrong answers. Only your answers. And every answer helps your English become stronger. You've done something special today. You didn't just learn new words. You practiced kindness, hope, family, and real English. Let's finish with one final message together. Repeat after me. I will be kind. I will tell the truth. I will never stop learning. I will always remember my home. And I will never forget the people who love me. Fantastic. I'm proud of you. Now, before we say goodbye, there's one final message I'd love to share with you. Before we say goodbye today, I'd like to ask you one simple question. If you could go back in time and have one more breakfast with someone you love, who would it be? Think about that for just a moment. Maybe your father, your mother, your grandfather, your grandmother, or someone who changed your life. Sometimes we don't realize how special a simple moment is until it becomes a memory. Ethan learned 5 simple lessons, but those lessons weren't only for him. They were for all of us. Be kind. Tell the truth. Never stop learning. Always remember where home is. And never forget the people who love you. They're simple words, but simple words can change a life. Today, you didn't just practice English. You listened. You imagined. You spoke. And most importantly, you felt the story. That's one of the best ways to learn a language. Because we don't remember words, we remember feelings. We remember stories. And every time you remember this story, you'll remember these English sentences too. So tomorrow, try something different. Don't study English, live in English. Say, good morning. Ask someone, how are you today? Say thank you. Say, I appreciate you. Call someone you love. Tell them, I'm thinking about you. Small conversations become beautiful memories, and beautiful memories help us become better speakers. Thank you for spending this time with me. I truly enjoyed every moment. If this story touched your heart and helped your English, please support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who is learning English. It really helps us create more slow English stories for learners around the world. And before you leave, I have something special for our next lesson. Imagine this. A young woman receives an old letter from someone she has never met. Inside, there are only 3 short sentences. But those 3 sentences change her life forever. What did the letter say? You'll discover that story in our next Slow English lesson. Until then, take care of yourself. Keep speaking. Keep smiling. Keep learning. And remember, every great English speaker started with one simple sentence. I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.